Glamour magic is magic related to apparels, accessories, and cosmetics. It can be used for multiple purposes like protection, attraction, repulsion, dominance, abundance, and more. Here, we are going to talk about how you can use glamour magic for protection from not just harmful energies and entities, but also psychic spying, information extraction, baneful magic, unnecessary external influences and suggestions, and even possible possession. When you're starting out in witchcraft, protection becomes really important as you don't really know what is going to come through once you open that door. It's like being in an unknown crowded street for the first time. There's not much harm, but that doesn't mean that its prospect is totally gone. Your energy can be harvested and siphoned by anyone, and you might not even know it. Just like when pickpocketers pick your pockets and you're not even aware of it. By the time you come back to your place, you find out your purse is missing. In the world of magic, your energy is your currency. And if you're not protective enough about it, other entities are going to take it away from you. And these entities can be either otherworldly or mortal witches that you may not even know of. And that is just one example of it. There can be curses and hexes just because people don't like you or people are jealous of you or you did not obey them. So it's better to take protection when the time is right. Plus, as living beings, we are always exchanging energies. It's just that we are not aware of it. So, one of the ways to keep such harm and utter wastes of time at bay is glamour magic. Why? Because it is unsuspecting, potent, and at the same time, it is fun. In glamour magic, you get to shop, play with your favorite toys, and look beautiful all at the same time. So, what all can you protect through glamour magic? Your head and forehead, aka the crown and the third eye, throat and heart chakras, the neck and chest, the lower torso that comprises of the solar plexus, sacral and root chakra, your hands and legs, your entire back, that is the spine, your sense organs like your eyes, ears, lips, tongue, nose, and your entire face, and basically your entire body. Too much? Nah. If you are a witch, you are a soldier. So, suit up the glamorous way. Head and forehead, aka the crown and the third eye chakras. Your crown chakra and your third eye chakra are two of the most important chakras as they give you access to energy and to the other world. You channel energy, messages, premonitions, guidance through your crown and your third eye. You get visions through your clairs, that is through your third eye. The vision comes through the third eye. You can listen to spirits and other beings through your clairs, that is your clairaudient abilities in your ears. You can taste things because your clair is in your tongue and it is called something, but I don't remember it right now. So your clairs are all linked to it, just like a tree is linked to its roots. And so that no annoying energies, entities, imposters can get access to it, it is important to safeguard it. So, how do you do that? Let's take a look. First, we will talk about the head. Protect your head with veiling. You can take a look at how you can do so in my video on veiling. The link is in the description below. Secondly, you can enchant clips and hairbands with protection spells. You can also enchant your shampoo, make a protection hair oil for yourself, wear jewelry like a tiara or a tikli. Tikli also helps protect the third eye. Next, we come to the forehead, that is your third eye chakra. Use enchanted kohl or kajal or an eyeliner for a tiny or elongated bindi. Enchant the bindi by saying that protect my third eye or anything that you wish to say, anything that the enchantments or the spell can be. Or you can draw a third eye protection sigil and activate it. You can also wear an enchanted tikli as mentioned before, or you can use a third eye protection oil, just a dab of it, especially before any ritual, before your meditation, so that no shitty stuff, no energies, harmful energies come at you and try to grab onto your third eye, get inside your third eye and play with it. Veils also help protect your third eye, by the way. So you can also use veils, and if one does not suffice, then you can use layers of it. Throat and heart, that is your neck and chest area. If you are a witch, you understand just how much your throat is important when casting spells. Our throat chakra is the seat of communication and expression. What we feel throughout our body at any time, may it be physical, the lower chakras, emotional, the sacral and the heart, mental, the third eye and the crown, we express and communicate through our throat. On the flip side, our heart is where we feel. Magic takes place in the heart. Magic is the joint venture of the chakras through which energy or intent enters the heart and then gets channeled through our hands. However, we also do it with the help of our third eye. What are the examples of it? Evil eye, mesmerism. People do it all the time, especially the evil eye. Someone is jealous of you, looks at you in a very vicious way, you have a bad day. So, yeah. But coming back to the point, because we use the heart to channel our energies to cast spells, whether with the help of a tool or not, it is best that we keep it as empty as possible or as light as possible, or at least positive. Think the Egyptian tradition of Anubis weighing your heart against a feather in the afterlife. Why does he do so? It's not just about, like, on the periphery it might be like how much jealousy you have in your heart, how much this that you have in your heart, how much of negativity or baggage you're carrying out, and that's how your other, like, the next reincarnation is decided. But all in all, in terms of magic, when we are talking about magic, it is best to keep it a bit hollow, like the bones of a bird, so that your magic can fly. Also, alchemically, it helps. The less the blocks, the better the flow. Else, a spiritual block or a spiritual heart attack in a way. Now, an advanced magician can cause blocks in these two chakras through baneful magic simply because they can and somehow they don't like you. The heart is also the gate, the bridge that connects the upper chakras with the lower chakras. So, if your heart or even your throat is heavy or blocked, manifestation becomes difficult as energies are unable to trickle down from the ether to the physical. As part of the higher chakras, protecting your heart and your throat chakra become really important. So, how do you protect your throat and heart chakras with glamour magic? First, wear enchanted chokers or crystal bead mala of any protection crystal. Protection crystals can be labradorite, it can be obsidian, it can be tourmaline, or it can be amethyst, anything that you can find, anything that you resonate with. Secondly, craft a hexenspiegel or a mirror pendant. Enchant it with protection plus a return to sender spell. Third, put protection herbs in a memory locket pendant, enchant it, and wear them. The lower torso, aka the solar plexus, sacral, and root chakras. Our three lower chakras help us function effectively in the material world. While the root helps us find stability and firm groundedness, our sacral chakra works as the seat of desire, creativity, and lust. And this lust or passion can be for anything, from physical intimacy to traveling to reading a book. The solar plexus is the seat of our personal power, our will, our strength that helps us assert ourselves and push forward. Now, suppose someone at your workplace wants to take your shine away just because you're doing better than them. So they psychically attack your solar plexus again and again and again and again, till, for no reason at all, you start to feel feeble, weak, inconfident, lacking the zeal or even the intention of getting out of bed. You're not productive at work, your boss is badgering you and shouting at you like, why aren't you doing things? They can even harm, and this is the reason why these things happen, okay? And you might not even be able to guess who that shitty person is who has cursed you or hexed you in a way for which you are going through such stuff. Okay, now these kinds of people can even harm your sacral or root to take away or diminish your creative spark, your abundance, among others. Glamour magic can save you from all of this crap on a daily basis without making things too obvious. Here's how. First, enchant and wear a kamarband or a simple belt. Kamarbands can be a little bit ceremonial, so you can wear it in parties or in personal rituals or anything, but you can wear a simple belt. It can be of leather, metal, whatever it is. Okay. Secondly, you can get a silver navel piercing done and enchanted. Third, you can also enchant your lowers like your jeans, trousers, shorts, skirts, etc. Third, tattoo yourself with or draw with a marker the symbol or the sigil of the sun around your navel. Fourth, craft a protection sigil for all of the three lower chakras and draw it right above your navel or below it. Now we come to your hands and your legs. Apart from the seven chakras, we have multiple subordinate chakras or energy centers in our body through which we cast spells, enchant objects, feel the energy of our surroundings and objects, etc. For example, when we cast spells with our hands, we use the chakras in our shoulders, arms, and the palm of our hands to cast it. That's why you might see in many supernatural movies that the blind, crooked witches, as per the film industry, have eyes on the palm of their hands. But in reality, why do they have eyes in their hands? Is because they are their palm chakras that are really activated. Now when the witches feel energy, those witches, even the air, they can try with their palms of their hands, they can understand what is going on, what is the energy or what that person is, even when they don't have eyes, and that is really powerful. So similarly, we have multiple chakras on our legs and our feet. Okay, just like we have it on our palms, we have it on our legs and feet. Energies can be siphoned and harvested through these areas. In such cases, the unidentifying and unsuspecting glamour magic comes in handy. So, to protect your hands, wear enchanted armlets, bracelets, and rings. They can be oxidized silver or gold jewelry with protection crystals on it. Second, apply mehendi on your hands to protect your palm chakras, especially the one at the center of your palm. It would also help protect your fingertips. Third, you can get tattoos or you can just have simple sigils, protection sigils etched on your hands, especially the palm of your hands. For more information, you can also check out my hand protection video. The link is in the description below. Next, we come to the legs. Wear enchanted anklets and toe rings. Just like on your hands, you can also apply mehendi on your feet. Enchant your shoes, slippers, socks. Third, etch protection sigils under your feet. Fourth, enchant your hand creams and lotions and foot creams and moisturizers to stay protected all day long. You can also apply protection oils, maybe after a bath. Okay, light oils like olive oil or something, which can also be good. Of course, the olive oil needs to be enchanted with the particular intention of protection so that it does protect your entire body. Next, we come to the back or your spine. Your back is where your spine is located. And in our spine is the spinal cord. And in our spinal cord, in our subtle bodies, are the seats of all of the seven chakras. And forget about the chakras. Our back comprises of our spine, the part of the body that helps us stand, sit upright, and even walk. Our kundalini, or the serpent, or the dragon of enlightenment, awareness, and awakening rises through our spine. Any harm to it can not only sabotage us physically, but spiritually. Moreover, entities latch onto our back first. You might not find it out or you might not be able to understand it at first, but you might be able to sense a light tap on the shoulder areas, a slight itch at the back of your neck, and it's not good. Like whether you can handle it or not, obviously a parasitic entity or a negative entity latching onto you is not a good thing, because you need to go through that protection and cleansing and blah blah blah, all of that stuff, which is like takes you away from the good things in life, right? So starting out in witchcraft, it is important that we take ample protection. One of the cool ways to protect our back in glamour magic is to cover our entire back with huge protection sigil tattoos. And I know that I am talking a lot about sigils and tattoos, but please understand, they are really important. And they're simple, basic stuff, and would stay with you for as long as you're alive. So after getting it done, all you have to do is recharge or energize it from time to time and you are good to go. Another way of protecting your back is wearing backdrop necklaces. You may craft your own or buy it. If you're good in making jewelry, craft it on your own. You will save a lot of money. Enchant it before use and keep wearing it. If you are a tattoo lover, then you can also do the same for your hands, legs, torso, neck, scalp, etc., like I've mentioned before. Next, you can also enchant your bath essentials like shower gels, soaps, colognes, but they work better for cleansing, like having a cleansing bath. One of the easiest and cost effective ways of protection in glamour magic is to use oils, as I have mentioned before. Craft your own protection oil for your hair and your body. Because oils tend to be thicker than moisturizers or lotions, they stay on your body for longer hours and help create a protective layer all over. Next, we come to the sense organs, that is, your eyes, ears, lips, nose, and even tongue, and your face, which is not your sense organ, but because your face is covered with your skin, and skin is one of the sense organs that we have been talking about throughout this video. Here goes. Your face is your identity. Your face is all that is required for anyone to do you harm. They don't even need your name, they only need your face, and to direct their focus on your face and then throw shit at you. And it doesn't even require an adept practitioner. Any jealous eye can put that effect on anyone. Maybe this is the reason why we often avoid our relatives or share our successes only with the ones we trust and feel safe with. So if you find witches online and offline wearing heavy makeup, it is probably to protect themselves from evil eye or any type of painful magic, apart from looking presentable, sharp, and beautiful. And there's more. Psychic spying. An adept or any adept can hook on to your ears, eyes, lips, even tongue to spy on what you're listening to, what you're saying, what you're hearing, what spells you're casting, what your protections are, what your defenses are, etc. Sometimes some witches even send monitoring entities, but that's a story for another day. Coming back to psychic spying. After hooking on to your sense organs, wherein lies your clairs, they can accordingly put ideas in your head through your ears, extract information through your eyes, ears, lips, or in the dream world. Planting seeds can also be done that way. Additionally, there is the risk of harmful energies and entities that either may be sent towards you by someone or that which you stumble upon somewhere. And these can enter through your eyes, ears, nose, skin, basically through any place. All they need is a crack in your body, the tiny, most microscopic of cracks in your body, and they would enter through that. So, and or your energy field, okay, or your energy, your composite energy body. They need a tiny crack. So this is why maybe these entities, they instigate fear or anger first. So you get angry and you explode, and there is fear and there are cracks throughout your energy body, and they enter, or they kind of shock you or surprise you, like boo. That is why the boo things comes, or where the boo things comes, right? So securing your sense organs and your entire face or head and your entire body becomes imminent and of utmost importance in witchcraft. So how do you protect them in glamour magic? Let's see. First, let's talk about the ears. Wear enchanted earrings. Get multiple piercings on your ear if one does not suffice. Next, we come to the nose. Wear enchanted nose rings to protect your nose. And I said rings, nose rings, it's plural. Sometimes one does not suffice. Those shitty things enter you anyways. Our nose, just like our eyes and ears, are directly connected to our brain. Think lobotomy. So, protect yourself from psychic and harmful entity attacks to your head by protecting and safeguarding your nose. Tongue, just like your ears, you can also get piercings on your tongue. If you're afraid of piercings, or if you don't want to do piercings, then of course, a jar magic can help. You can just spit in that jar, a small little jar, put some olive oil in it, salt in it, pepper in it, and then enchant it so that your tongue is protected. But that is not part of glamour magic. So next we talk about eyes, lips, and face. Psychic spies may tend to harp on your eyes to see what you're seeing, lips to gauge what you're speaking, and that involves personal conversations, spells, etc. To make that stop, enchant your kohl or kajal, eyeshadow, mascara, artificial lashes, eyebrow pencils, and eyeliner before applying them or putting them on. Similarly, enchant your lipsticks, gloss, balm, and liners for the same. Also, enchant your specs or sunglasses for an extra layer of protection, apart from protection from the sun. For the face, enchant your concealers, foundation, sunscreens, blushers, simple powders like talcum powders, etc. Ensure to cleanse, enchant, and charge the applicators as well, either at a gap of 2 to 3 days or a week. You can also make your own powder if you want to. Next, we come to the clothes for the entire body. Enchant your clothes, each and every layer of it, including your innerwear before you wear them. Make sure they are washed and cleaned regularly. Also, keep an eye on the color of the clothes you're wearing for the day. Dark colors tend to absorb energies, whereas light and bright colors reflect it back. So, cast your protection spell accordingly. Next, we come to perfumes and athars. Perfumes and athars are an excellent tool in glamour magic to build attraction, success, and confidence. You can change how people perceive you with the help of perfumes. Scent is a potent tool to affect or change your environment. Likewise, entities of the astral world are also sensitive to scent or smell. So, to keep negative energies and entities at bay, enchant and use perfumes. Notes of lavender, rose, eucalyptus, or any citrus fruity flower flavors, along with strong musks, help to keep away negative energies and entities. You can also choose perfumes with notes of cinnamon, cloves, coriander, and nutmeg. If you're good with making perfumes, then you can build your own. Similarly, oud attars and perfumes and much more are really good for protection, abundance, and spiritual connection. And they also have a very cleansing effect to them. So, I hope this information helps. Drop a like if you resonate with it and subscribe to the channel. Hail Hecate, hail to the Clifford, all hail to the Titans, all hail to Hades and Tiamat, all hail to Azjahi and Ahriman. All hail and thank you.